The 2026 Super Rugby Pacific season is shaping up to be one of the most fascinating chapters yet for Moana Pasifika, and the squad they've just unveiled has a story of transformation, ambition and raw Pacific power. Moana Pasifika's head coach Whaalongu Tana Umanga has put together a group that blends seasoned experience with rising talent, giving the franchise its strongest foundation yet for a real charge in 2026. One of the headline moves for Moana Pasifika is the arrival of former All Black star Ngani Laumape. Known globally for his dynamic blend of power, speed and creativity in the midfield, Laumape's decision to join the Pasifika ranks after spells in France and Japan is a statement signing that will grab attention in every market. His presence alone changes how defences will prepare for Moana, and it gives the team a go-to playmaker at crucial moments. Alongside Laumape is another familiar name in the Pacific rugby, Augustine Pulu, a veteran halfback with a decorated Super Rugby resume. Pulu brings leadership and game management skills that are invaluable when it comes to tight contests. Even in the high-pressure environments of Pacific Rugby's premier competition, having someone with his tactical nous and calm under fire elevates the squad's overall poise. But Moana haven't just focused on stars with big reputations. They've also invested heavily in players ready to write their own legacy. Young backs like Israel Leota and Glenn Vaihu offer explosive speed and flair out wide. Players capable of turning a tight game on its head in an instant. Combine that with experienced figures like Jonathan Taumatini, a seasoned scrum half who has been a mainstay for the franchise and brought spark whenever the team needed it. And there's a real balance between raw, electrifying talent and dependable leadership. Looking at the forwards, Moana Pasifika have put together a formidable pack built to compete at the physical end of Super Rugby Pacific. Props like Abraham Pole and Chris Alpoa add brawn and experience in the scrums, while hookers like Mamoru Hara bring international diversity and fresh technique to the tight five. That blend of rugged Pacific Islanders and globally experienced forwards could be the secret sauce that finally allows Moana's engine room to dominate the collisions and lay the platform for the backs to shine. Of course, one of the biggest talking points around the 2026 squad announcement is the absence of some familiar faces. Moana Pasifika underwent significant roster departures out of the 2025 season, with a large group of players moving on. That level of turnover might unsettle some teams, but for Moana, it's created space for the reinvention and new personalities to take centre stage. What makes this especially intriguing is how the leadership mantle appears set to evolve. While Adi Savia has been the heart and soul of Moana Pasifika in 2025, even winning the inaugural Super Rugby Pacific Player of the Year award for his dominant performances and inspirational captaincy, the squad dynamics are shifting in his absence for much of the upcoming season. Savia's leadership elevated the team's competitive spirit and global profile, so positioning the next chapter without him truly tests the franchise's depth and resolve. Even though Savia is not central to the 2026 roster, the decision focus now turns on how the remaining leadership will set up. That veteran influence is still present, and the balance of seasoned pros with hungry young players gives Moana a leadership core that's both experienced and adaptable under pressure. It's that kind of internal narrative, the passing of the torch, and the redefinition of identity that sets the stage for a compelling long-form story throughout the season. What we're seeing in the squad is more than a list of athletes. It's the building blocks of a culture. The backs boast creativity threats like Julian Savia and Solomon Alemalu, who can slice through defences and can make match-winning breaks. The playmaking options in the halves, including Fali Toipini and Jackson Garden Bishop, offer tactical variety and ensure that Moana won't be predictable when pressure is on. Each of these players bring a unique style, and together they form the direction of the Pacific Rugby identity. Powerful, resilient and unpredictable. That unpredictability might be Moana's greatest asset in 2026. Super Rugby Pacific is a competition that thrives on variance, where any team can rise on its day and any squad can be undone by complacency. Moana's blend of pace, power and Pacific heritage gives them an edge that isn't always quantifiable in stats, but it's felt deep in the cultural core of their opponents. When they step on the field, there's an intensity that comes from representing more than just a club. They represent entire island nations and communities. Speaking of intensity, the coaching philosophy under Whaalongu Tana Umanga has been instrumental in shaping Moana Pasifika's identity. Umanga's vision has always leaned towards physicality tempered with intelligent play, empowering players to express themselves while maintaining discipline and structure. His ability to cultivate unity among diverse personalities is part of why the squad announcement feels like more than a routine off-season update. It feels like a strategic evolution. And it's not just about physical performance, it's about belief. That belief was cultivated last season when Moana Pasifika showed they could compete and beat established franchises. Those experiences harden the squad. They teach players what real pressure feels like, what it means to defend a lead, and how to respond when things don't go your way. All of that experience now pours into 2026, shaping a side that understands both heartbreak and triumph, and is hungry for more of the later. With so much change happening at once, fans will understandably be curious about how Moana Pasifika will approach their season opener and beyond. The Hurricanes opening match sets the bar high, a chance to immediately announce Moana's competitive intentions in 2026. With fresh faces and a reinvigorated squad culture, that first whistle could be the moment the new era truly begins. And if they can make an early statement performance, that confidence could snowball into something far bigger. Momentum, belief, and genuine fear from opposition teams who suddenly realise Moana Pasifika aren't developing a side anymore. They're a legitimate threat. This is where the season becomes more than fixtures on a calendar. It becomes a battle for respect, recognition, and a place among the competition's elite. Beyond the tactical side of rugby, there's also an emotional hook attached to this Moana team that resonates with fans. Many players carry not only personal ambitions, but the pride of their families, islands, and cultural heritage on their shoulders. That kind of emotional drive can't be manufactured. It fuels big defensive sets, inspires last-minute comebacks, and gives players the edge when fatigue hits in the final 10 minutes of a brutal contest. Moana Pasifika aren't chasing trophies. They're representing identity, heritage, and opportunity, and that makes their journey even more captivating. Throughout all of this, what's clear is that Moana Pasifika aren't just preparing for another season. They're crafting a narrative. It's a story of reinvention, resilience, and reinvigorated ambition. The question now isn't just who will start on game day, but how the squad will go under pressure, how young stars will rise to the occasion, and whether the seasoned veterans can translate their experience into real results on the scoreboard. These are the kind of arcs that keep viewers engaged week after week. Not just the tries and tackles, but the human stories behind each run and ruck. As Super Rugby Pacific pushes into its 30th year, Moana Pasifika's journey embodies what this competition is all about. Talent crossing cultures, emerging stars ready to be discovered, and a relentless pursuit of excellence. This squad gives fans reasons to believe that Moana can be more than just participants. They can be contenders. And whether they're executing a perfectly timed break or digging deep in a tight defensive set, every match will feel like a chapter in a much larger story. So get ready, because the 2026 season won't just be about wins and losses. It'll be about a team stepping into its own, about players carving their own legacies, and about a Pacific roar echoing through the stadiums across the Southern Hemisphere. If you're a rugby fan, this is a story you don't want to miss, and I can't wait to see how it unfolds. Ever wanted to create your own rugby highlights channel just like this one? With my course, the YouTube Creator Toolkit, I show you exactly how I do it, from the tools I use to the templates I built. You get everything. Just copy, paste, and start creating. Learn how to grow your channel, keep viewers hooked, and turn views into income. Click the link in the description below to learn more and start your channel today. Now back to the video. If you enjoy this breakdown and want more inside stories into the Super Rugby Pacific teams and players, drop a like, share with your mates, and hit that subscribe button so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching, guys, and see you next time. Peace!